won't do that. No, I won't do. That's such a good chorus.
It's alright.
It's a fucking great chorus.
It's alright.
It's a fucking good chorus.
It's alright.
It's a fucking good chorus. It's great. But speaking of good choruses...
I have some I like more.
I've got a few, actually. That's fair enough. Yeah, that's a good
I'd say
point.
5.
Right, yeah.
I like 5 more than this.
All
Maybe
right.
not 5. Probably more.
Yeah, choruses.
Yeah.
Like, kind of sometimes the best part of the song, right? It's like that big moment that we're all waiting for.
The hook. The build-up.
We are not just talking about Blues Traveler's great song, The Hook, today. We're talking about the hook of all songs today.
Yes.
Choruses. They're phenomenal. We've been thinking recently, like, what are our favorite choruses? What makes a good chorus at the end of the day? In making this list, I found it was hard to even define a chorus sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, does that count as a chorus? Is
chorus?
that a pre-chorus?
Is this the pre-chorus?
Yeah, right?
Or shit, is this the verse?
So today, we'll be appreciating the art of the chorus.
Yes.
As I like to call it, the chill maker, you know, like a snow cone machine for your soul.
I think I might have just had a tear come to my eye. I've never heard it thought about like that.
Good. I've chosen 5 songs.
I've chosen 5 as well.
And we're going to compare our songs.
Dive in.
There's no competition here. It's just a matter of appreciating the chorus.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I've chosen 5 of my favorite. He's got 5 of his. And let's get into it.
Let's do it. So, starting off the list with my song, I haven't listened to these guys as much as I used to in the past. Still a big fan for the most part when I have enough time to listen to their music. Mars Volta, Roulette Dares.
Yeah.
Roulette Dares, again, we talked about this before we even started recording. Do you pick At the Drive-In? Do you pick Mars Volta? How do you feel about those songs on a different day?
Yeah.
This song, every time it gets to the chorus, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, no, and I am fucking annoyed because I was considering At the Drive-In and Mars Volta, and I got interrupted in my consideration and forgot to go back to them.
So at the bar.
I feel like I missed, possibly some good choruses.
Few bangers.
I'm certain I missed a lot of good choruses, but this is fucking great. This is definitely one of a chorus that I fucking love. Absolutely.
Mars Volta at their best.
Hey, quick note. So, yeah, copyright's a thing on YouTube and stuff, and we tried to figure out a way to get around that, and this is what we came up with. So, yeah, here you go.
They kinda sing like this at the part of the song. They kinda still do it, but it sounds like the song. Yeah. I'm not sure. I might have just heard the opposite of a pre-chorus there.
So
is that the outro pre-chorus?
I think there's no such thing as an outro chorus.
But
it's either pre-chorus
or pre-verse,
and then everything else is the so
verse.
That's the end of the chorus. Yeah, I would say like the we're debating whether the is because this is if that's a part of like what is that in the chorus?
Yeah, it's
still a part of the chorus, but
out though.
The pre-chorus is, it just builds into that, like the melody that he chooses, that little fucking break that happens, and then
it's beautiful. It's fucking epic.
It's fucking fantastic.
It's beautiful. So that's my number 5. We're moving on.
So number 5 for me is a song from a band which is not very popular anymore these days. It's a bummer because they used to be one of my favorites. I think they get almost made fun of to some extent these days.
Oh, I'm curious.
Which now. I'll defend them with my life. Sorry.
Rascal Flatts, huh?
All right. Well,
dang it, Aruba.
I wasn't going to bring them up on stream, but I guess there we are.
There we are.
No, fuck, man, I connected with this band so hard. It's 311. The song is Eons. Is it a chorus? This is another one of those songs that it could be considered an outro, as it's how the song ends.
Right.
But to me, it is like the one chorus. Like, think of it as like don't stop believing, right? You know, like that chorus happens once in that song.
Right, but you're building up to
at
it.
the end, you know?
I agree with
so
that. Because I wouldn't consider that an outro. Yeah,
so
you're right.
This is Eons.
Okay.
This is the melody of this song. This is still the melody of the same song as before. And now it's the same song I was singing. And this is the song. And how they sing it. They sing it.
That is, I don't know what it is about it. It's catchy. It's fucking, there's something about the melody is fucking great.
You
the
know.
lyrics about it, I mean, again, my relationship with 311 isn't the same today as it was growing up. But there's something about the lines. Feels like standing still for eons and eons. Like little like nuggets like that you kind of like relate to in your own weird way, you know, like running in place, right? You know, it's like I haven't done shit.
Yeah.
You know? Like that.
Exactly.
Those little things.
It's I think it's, for me, it's the melodies that do it, that it usually is with most bands. I never necessarily loved 9/11 or
I don't think most people love 9/11. I think the people who did.
Okay, let's try that again.
That's saying it.
But 311's
I'm not so sure that I loved 9/11. You know, I haven't really thought about
But 311, however, 311's grown on me a little bit. No, I was never a big fan of 311, but I got to listen to them through you, but you were able to kind of show me like the good stuff where I didn't have to sit there through a whole album. You're like, no, I mean, check this out. And I was able to hear like their catchy melodies and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I think my relation to music is like sometimes a little bit different than your relationship to music, where like, again, I categorize 311 in a lot of the place, like where my kind of ethical foundation kind of came from, right? Like I like 311, Tool, they're all about like self-reflection and self-growth, like awareness of your place in the universe, right? And what you can grow to become, right? And there's something about that I just really, really fucking connect to. And
well, especially at that age, you know, that age.
They were stoner rock. I mean, they were big. You know, reggae is a big influence for them.
And you were in your 20s?
Yeah, I mean, I was in my teens, early 20s.
So it's like that's kind of, that music was made for you. You know, stoner rock, rap rock sort of stuff. I mean,
and as listening through that chorus, I fucking stand by my decision.
That's fair, dude.
Great.
I mean, that's fair. It is catchy.
It.
It is catchy. But my number 4, again, a band I don't necessarily listen to, but he revived this chorus to me, and it's about only the one thing I like about the song, but it's Fuel by Metallica. When that chorus kicks in, dude, I can't help but just, I don't know if I'd call it shivers because it's so fucking badass, but it's like, it feels so good. And the way they go from the verse, and then the chorus is almost like a little muddled down, but the drums are, ooh, what, you know, just.
Ooh, this is the melody of the song. Singing hard the melody. I am still singing on this song. Singing on the melody. I like tools. I like fire. I like to give me, what's a liar?
It's the melody that gets the.
It's the slow build, like. Ooh, yeah. Fuel is pumping in ya. Whatever.
Is it fuel is pumping? I think it's fuel is gonna get churned.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I don't know, actually. Oh, and I burn, fuel is pumping engines. Okay. Burning hard, loose and clean. And I burn, churning my direction. Okay,
that's the other one.
Was in there. Quench my thirst with gas. Dude, that song breaks my brain because that song is weirdly enough, like something that I can't relate to in any way, shape, or form.
Zero.
I don't really care about cars and
Cars,
shit.
motorcycles, that sort of stuff.
Mechanical shit, you know?
Yeah,
And, I mean, he's a mechanic for a living, but he's not into, like...
I'm not spending my free time working on my motorcycle.
Yeah.
You know, but it's such a
But that
good chorus, dude.
Ooh, and it's fucking really good. It's fucking really good. I'm kind of mad that I hadn't thought of that.
I know. It feels like a cheat.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a cheat because it's just like some of the other songs. We listen to it way more than we should.
Dude,
like, we'll get sidetracked with that song.
Oh, it's definitely. And if I'm in my car driving and that song comes on, like, I'm driving 5 to 10 miles per hour faster.
Excuse me, I don't mean to be rude, but...
Oh, yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Unconsciously,
and
like,
you're not
absolutely.
taking shit from nobody.
Excuse me, I don't mean to be rude, but...
For that 3.5 minutes, nobody's messing with you.
Motherfucker.
You're a badass, even though you're in your Nissan Altima.
Sir. Thank you.
I do put regular in this car, thank you, and it burns pretty clean.
It was.
Just saying.
I've got an electric car.
It's an electric car, I charge it.
All right, that's a phenomenal song, great chorus, and I think mine, it's not, there's no better here,
Not really.
but I promise you, when you hear the chorus, that I've thought that I remembered. It's what this is all about. It's all about whether or not you can remember or think of the fucking, because that was a good one, and I wish I would have remembered.
Yeah.
This one is just a fucking classic, and there's zero ways that you and everyone else in the room are not just now singing along to it, and that is Kenny Rogers, The Gambler.
Oh, okay. I mean...
You gotta know when to hold 'em. Know when to fold 'em.
That's about all I know.
Know when to walk away. Know when to run.
You know, one thing that always bothers me with that song? Why can't I count my money when I'm at the table?
Because it gets in your head. It's a matter of primacy, right?
But I'm always losing. I need to know how much I got left.
Oh, sure.
You know
Fair enough. Yeah.
Whoa,
the primacy
$5?
is like,
Yeah.
If you're winning, you're not allowed to count your winnings because it will influence your, like, rationale. Like the way you.
That's fair.
Dude, it's just, come on.
It's about as classic as it gets. And again, like with me, I only know the first couple lyrics of the chorus, but you can guarantee every time the chorus comes up, I'm singing those. I'm singing this little song like,
I fucking love that song. I feel like I need to know more Kenny Rogers as far as country's concerned. I think he's somebody that might be worth looking into. Absolutely.
I hate to say that. You pointed out something to me. I might be the only Kenny Rogers song. What? There's got to be more. I know, right?
Definitely got to be more.
Okay, song 3 this is middle of the road for me. It's tough for me to. Again, we had a list of 100 songs, so it's kind of hard to whittle it down. I went with Californication by Red Hot Chili Peppers. This is a band that, again, it's like, I know they're all talented. I don't necessarily listen to them a lot.
Excuse me.
But, god damn, is that a good song? Just like from start to back. And even if you're not a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, I mean, that was in their heyday. Like, that was, a lot of stuff on the album was just fucking incredible.
Fling a dang dong, da dang da dang dong, fling da dang da dang dong, fling a dang dong, da dang da dang dong, fling da dang da dang dong, fling dang dang dong, fling dang dang dong, fling a dang a ring a dang dong. Fling a ring a dang dong.
The chorus itself is fine to me.
I agree.
But the pre-chorus involved with the chorus is what makes it. It's that. Expectation.
Nailed it. Yeah, exactly. And I would argue the song as a whole. Like, I don't even know if that would all pay off if you didn't even have the intro.
Yeah.
Like it's just where all the pieces are perfect.
Yep.
So that way when it gets to the chorus, yeah, if that was in a different song that didn't have all those parts, I probably wouldn't care for it. But it's just all put together well.
My favorite
and they nail it.
My favorite thing about Red Hot Chili Peppers is that
he makes up everything.
The singer, yeah, but is that like something like that, like
right,
is not like the most complicated like riff.
It's the way they kind of.
But then what Flea does,
Flea
like is always just over there like, oh that's cool, but like and cool fucking like he is such a fucking great bass player, dude. The noodling that motherfucker does to like entertain himself, right? Like
he's the type of guy you could be talking to. He's just totally.
Flea's the example that I would give of like anytime you have songs where you're like, well, no one wants to play it because it's boring. It's like, well, be Flea and fucking write something entertaining.
Yeah,
write something fun for
he's
yourself.
The master of being like, oh, okay, that's the same 4 chords we played in the last 5 albums.
I can do,
but I'm gonna do this again. A band I don't listen to all the time. Some of their stuff's played out to me, but like that's just a song where it's like I don't necessarily care how much it's played out. I just think it's a good song. It's a good song. Good song. Good chorus. I agree with you. The chorus is only made by the rest of the song, and like people like Flea just fucking murdering it.
Yep, absolutely.
That's my number 3.
My number 3 is picking. Yeah, this is a fucking one of my early favorite as I was young, getting into grunge. This was a hook that fucking grabbed me, and wasn't until later that I kind of appreciated like how dark this song is. Okay. Even though it has a very kind of like upbeaty kind of vibe to it. Mm-hmm. But my song is Outshined by Soundgarden.
Okay. I mean, Soundgarden has a bunch of bangers. I would like to listen to this one though. I know this song, but again, not a band I listen to on the regular.
Super familiar.
No, I know their stuff. I just.
But I mean, with this specific.
I know. I know this shit's good.
This to me was like the definition of like early kind of catchy like choruses.
Well, Chris Cornell, I mean, pretty much had that down to a science.
Give me a shower, cause I kinda stink. Cause I'm stinking it up today. Singing this song and still with no lyrics left. So I'm making them up today. I missed the last fucking
chorus.
Yeah, like you said, the pre-chorus too really helps. I would argue that chorus would just be cool no matter where it is.
Right, absolutely.
But that pre-chorus, I mean, you're right. You nailed it. I mean,
it's just a good melody. It's a great fucking riff.
And one of those things too, where simplicity can really rule. Like his vocals are damn near falling the guitar. Mm-hmm. But when you're all playing it together and you sound tight as hell, I mean, fucking hard to argue with. There's power behind it. Yep. It's like why AC/DC sounds so rockin'. It's like, dude, yeah, it's simple, but it's the right riff.
Like they're paying attention.
They're paying attention.
They're like pronouncing everything.
Yeah,
right? The drums are there to support the fucking like all of it is.
Nobody's there to show off on their own.
Hard as possible.
You know, like all together we'll sound like a fucking unit.
Yep.
And of course Chris Cornell kind of outshines.
Yeah, a lot of fucking vocalists. I don't know what sort of formal training that fucking dude had, but if that was just his raw natural voice, like the like internal just recognition, like the decision making that he made, right? Like is It's weird. Like, when Soundgarden started, these were probably like 19, 20-year-old kids, right?
He looks young there, for sure.
And I would almost throw Chris Cornell in that level of, like, I think we were talking last week about 70s bands and how, like, old and soulful some of those dudes could sound, you know? Like, but they were, like, fucking, like, 20
Not even
years old,
peach
right?
fuzz on their face yet. He's like, oh, baby!
No, they all had mustaches. In the 70s,
That's true.
everyone by the age of 12 was able to grow
Yeah.
a mustache. His voice, like, the soul, the, like, range of this fucking... There's a few guys like that. Even, like, fucking Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan. Like, the very deep voice to... Despite all my... Like,
yeah,
like, you know?
And he could yell like nobody's business. He could growl. Ow! And you're just like, damn.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
But Chris Cornell could do it all, man. He had a beautiful voice, but he could fucking just take grunge to the next level where you're like, dude, it doesn't sound like that guy showers. Yeah. And then you look at him like, you're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I definitely,
and you can sing?
I definitely feel confident in that being on my list, though, because that is a fucking...
And again, you could take a bunch of songs by Soundgarden. I mean, almost anything Chris Cornell touched, but that is a great pick. That is about as good as it gets. Okay, so this is a band that actually Ness introduced me to way back in the day, and just blew my mind. Like a more sensitive Tool almost, and that is Dredge. Same Old Road. And it's not that it's necessarily my favorite song by them, but it is like what the song I was introduced to, and it blew my fucking mind. Just these awesome riffs, beautiful voice.
I don't know what to sing in the song. I don't know. No ideas approach me now.
They're just cinematic. Like, I think that's the best way to describe them. Like, every chorus feels just epic and cinematic almost. To like
such a good way to put it. And they had, like, I would argue 3 fantastic albums. And their newest stuff was getting iffy, but during this era, like, man, I was obsessed with them. Like, I couldn't listen to enough Dredge.
One of my favorite bands.
And they're still good. And again, that's why this song still holds up. If you go listen to Same Old Road, it's gonna blow your fucking mind every fucking time. And the way they stretch out these builds, like, it takes a long time to get to the chorus sometimes, but when you do, you're fucking on board. The
payoff is great.
You're on board. The payoff is great. Couldn't have said it better.
There's something almost, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it was the right place, right time for me with Dredge, but they have a sound that feels like you were connecting to something greater in a weird way.
And even the lyrics in this song feels like inspirational, like, we gotta keep fighting, man, without being cheesy. It's just, you must push on, dude, and it feels so euphoric. In the sense of, like, dude, I could get high listening to that song without any alternative, you know? Like, it's just, like, so good. It hair stands up on the back of my neck. Absolutely. And they do that time and time again. Oh, you
mean the song itself will make you high? Just
exactly. Like, that chorus and just that build-up. Like, that's a band that constantly gives me feels.
Dude, their choruses are definitely,
they paint pictures.
I'm surprised, I think I had one of theirs on my list, but I was trying to, like, if I came up with one for a band, I'd be like, okay, that's enough for that band.
You don't want to say it yet? Because I chose Same Old Road because it's how I was introduced to him. And I think I'll always have a soft spot for that song. I don't know that it's my favorite song, but if I'm going to introduce somebody, I would say, well, check out Same Old Road.
If I was going to introduce someone, I think it's a good start. If I was to choose, like, a personal favorite, I know the song that I attached to most was, it's the...
Off of that album?
Yeah, off of El Cielo, and it's, I too once thought the radio played. Let's act like children while we sleep paralyzed. There's something about this, like, kind of like, because it's just like a dee, like the guitar in the background, and it feels very. I don't even know how to describe it. They have a good way of
filling space.
Yeah,
like their noises and
it'll
guitars.
almost feel like empty with, like, the right sounds just kind of like comforting
Yes.
you through this space. I don't even know how to fucking describe it, but yeah,
It's beautiful
that's
stuff.
definitely up there for me. Yeah, I can't fucking argue that because
Perfect.
Dredge is,
Amazeballs.
yeah, absolutely. All right. Number 2 for me. When it came to Isaac Brock, there's quite a few of them for me. And honestly, when it
Float
came
on, really?
No. When it came to choruses, honestly, like I like Modest Mouse is one of my favorite bands of all time.
Yep,
But their
same.
choruses, like they had
Guilty.
some that were great, other ones that I don't know. It wasn't that hard for me to go through Modest Mouse in regards to, but of the ones that I love, deciding on the one that I like the most was fucking tough because
I'm curious to see. I'm honestly curious to see what if you had to like gun to head like right now. What would your favorite Modest Mouse chorus be? I'm curious.
well, it's fucking apparently the one on my list, and that's Interstate 8.
You know that ball has no sides. You know that ball has no sides. You know that ball has no sides. You know that ball has maybe a side.
Yes.
It's the lyrics.
Uh-huh.
It's the. I mean, it's almost like I can understand people not even liking it because the
Yeah.
damn well like doesn't quite fill the space as much as it should. It feels almost a little too empty in the chorus.
Sure.
But that kind of, I guess, I don't know, like
I would argue that like was my favorite time in like Modest Mouse history though was before they like I still like them into We Were Dead Before the Ship Sank or whatever it's called, but like they had figured out all the tricks then and they had studio members joining them on stage where like back when they're in their earlier days, you could tell they were figuring out. There was like drum lines and songs where you're like, oh, you're just like making this up as you go and you're deciding to switch. You know, like some of those early stuff, you could tell they were just writing it in the studio.
Yeah.
And it was fun to kind of be a part of that as the audience, in my opinion.
It's I mean, the lyrics of that chorus are Isaac Brock has this thing of like just throwing out like kind of ideas that are weird.
Yeah.
Right? Like just the
yeah.
just the premise of like him being like, you know, that like that ball has no sides. Like the premise of that conversation, like you realize that ball has no sides, right? Like what we're dealing with here is a fucking circle. There's no sides to be like. There's just endless ways that you can kind of relate or interpret them, and then also, I think it's just beautiful. There's something about the line. Wind up anger with an endless view of the ground's colorful patchwork. And the way he says it is just fucking great. And it's such a great way of like how he describes dealing with anger, you know? Like I'm going to like a high point and I'm going to stare at the land and I'm going to fucking wind this anger up, you know? Like there's something about that I just fucking...
And I think he was
really
like the simpleton's genius where he took like he never... wrote these crazy, like his lyrics were genius, but like something that you could see anybody writing. It wasn't like it was like these long and crazy words and he's trying to prove how smart he was. He was proving how smart he was with the ideas and concepts.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, his writing was arguably not smart. Like
but
sometimes,
but I thought it made it smart. I mean, in a way, you know, the way he kind of. And it's not just lyrics; it's instrumentation too. Like he knew he wasn't a Led Zeppelin, you know. He's not some shredding guitar player. He found the melody that fucking fit that perfectly, and he didn't need to do any more. That's like one of those things I always say is the Isaac Brock solo. It's a solo you can do on one string. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's gonna sound fucking awesome with that song.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with his lyrics. Like he's not like necessarily the best vocalist, but holy hell, he's one of my favorite frontmen.
He writes beautiful songs.
He's one of my favorite frontmen to this day.
Absolutely, I fucking love him. Okay, well that was your number one.
No, that was
my number. Where are we?
two.
Oh shit! Now we're on number one. All right.
Now we're on number one.
I don't know if you actually numbered yours.
I didn't number mine.
I'm certain that my number one might arguably be the best chorus ever written.
All right. Well, mine number one. To me, these are hard to kind of put in an order. So this is just the last one I'm picking. It is, again, another band that Ness introduced to me, and it even took me to see him live once. And it was Sigur Rós.
Oh, shit, Sigur Rós.
And it's actually a song... It's actually a song that is off of, like, not that old of an album, and it was, like, their doomiest album they ever had.
Which song?
And it's called, like, Bryn Stein.
Right,
so we're gonna listen to this, and when you showed, we had already seen Sigur Rós live at this time, and I was a big fan. I mean, I will tell you this: seeing Sigur Rós live is hard to explain.
You should do it though.
You should do it before you die. It is a bucket list thing. I did not know how lucky I was to see that. I've
never heard of this band. If they come to your town, you buy
and
a
again,
ticket.
Another thing I do want to say is most of their lyrics are not in our language. But holy hell, are you painting pictures in my mind? Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. I can't tell what the fuck he's saying, but...
Well,
you gotta just
speaking in Icelandic.
Well, exactly, but that it's like what I'm... Okay. No.
Why can't I understand him?
Yeah, dude, what is he trying to say to me? No, again, I just don't know. It's Sigur Rós, like, is the perfect example of, like, why, for me, like, I'm not a guy who necessarily concentrates on lyrics first. Like, that's a perfect example of me not knowing what you're talking about, but you are fucking controlling my emotions.
Right, absolutely.
You are painting pictures for me, and I don't know if that's us. It feels so dark, but Sigur Rós is so beautiful at the same time. Yeah. They have a skill for that.
I feel like they just write, like, granted, I mean, they're used in quite a few movies, actually. Yeah. But I feel like they just write soundtrack songs, right?
Yeah,
like
you probably don't even know how much
cinematic.
Sigur Rós
I used cinematic earlier.
Yeah, but still.
They write very cinematic.
Very cinematic.
Music. If you're unfamiliar, you should become familiar with Sigur Rós.
I didn't see him play this live, but again, kind of blew my mind because of how different it was.
This album was like years away when we went and saw him.
Yeah, we saw him, a while ago.
I didn't think they had like released an album. I think they were just touring.
Yeah. So, but either way, it was incredible. Mm-hmm. They're incredible. Those songs are incredible. They have many more incredible songs, but that chorus just is the big payoff, and it's beautiful.
If you don't know, check them out. Okay, number one for me. Like I said, Derek didn't really do his list in any particular order. I think mine was not really in any particular order.
But you were saving the last. Yeah.
One.
Okay.
I'm certain this could very well be the greatest chorus ever written.
Okay. Alright.
Close your eyes. I'm gonna make you fucking hear what it's gonna be. And if you disagree with me, fucking do it. Do it in front of everyone.
Fucking do it. Don't be a pussy.
Vocals. So vocals, I'm a singing a song. I need vocals cause I'm singing, and that's how you sing songs. Singing vocals, and the vocals in the song is the words, and I'm singing this song in the song. Singing the song with the words.
When it comes to choruses, what is it you want out of it? What is your objective goal, and what did he accomplish? Like, dude, that chorus is it's just, I mean, the first version of it in this song, because it goes on. The song's way too long, in my opinion. But
it's 8.5 minutes long?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Holy cow.
Man, when it cuts to that, like, so bye, miss the melody, the fucking singing, the voice, like, everything about it is just
and I gotta say, his voice, there's something comforting about his voice that, like, I'm just, like, already on board. It's like, it almost reminds you, like, the Cheers theme song where you're just, like, I'm in a good mood now, dude.
Dude,
I know,
100%.
you know what I mean? Like,
dude, Cheers theme song was going through my head as we were watching this. I was
yes,
like,
and it's one of those things
that
where
should
just,
be on my list.
yes, because I actually think that's a really good
It's
song.
a fucking great song.
But it's one of those things where it's just like you immediately smile and you know, you just
feel
know,
comfortable,
like,
right?
Yeah, you feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
It is like a warm blanket, or like being at home. You're like, this song feels good.
Yep.
Like there's no.
You could feel you could be a million miles away from him and feel.
And then you feel, you'd feel better. You just at least feel for that. Apparently, 8.5 minutes, pretty good.
Yeah, it goes on for a while.
It goes on for a while. But again, like it's one of those songs where like, I probably could go on for a while and I would not get sick of it. It's that good. You know?
It just that first chorus, because after that, like it speeds up in tempo, right?
Yeah.
Now's the part where we slow it down, so slow it falls down to the ground. Never to speed up. No, here we go, speeding up again, and we're speeding up again. Woo!
It's just really good. Like, I mean,
It's
this is
good.
just fucking phenomenal songwriting.
It's good.
Good.
It's good, and it makes me feel good, and that's what I think. Like sometimes I don't thinking about. It's like, man, like what's a song that can immediately put me in a good mood? That song.
Yeah.
That song can immediately put me in a
It
good
might
mood.
be like the perfect. I mean, the chorus is always this supportive, like kind of transitionary like thing between first verse, second verse, and all that shit. But man, something about that chorus just communicates like it's beautiful. It's just right. I don't even know how the words, but it's just it might genuinely be the most perfect fucking chorus.
It reminds me.
Written.
It reminds me of like good old fashioned American nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like where it's just like feel good. But again, like I was saying earlier, I think this song was written before I was born. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's crazy that it can transcend and still hit me in a way where like, it almost hits me in the feels where I'm like, oh my God, like,
right.
This like, I need to remember to like go hang out with my friends more and like enjoy life because, you know, this just makes me feel good. Like, it just makes me feel good.
Fuck Madonna. Go fuck
yourself. I agree. This is just and the good, again, I can't say it enough.
Madonna had a song that was on my list.
She's got bangers, but not this one.
Did she have any song? Did she?
No, I could, like, again, if I was going to make a list 200 long.
How do you even think about your list? For me, it's like, what are all the good choruses? I start going like, I start by thinking at my playlist, and so I go through. That's all first. I did was go through.
I know, but I don't keep Madonna or stuff like that on my playlist. I just have like a very indie bands because I can go find like with Apple Music, I can access anything. Yeah, so the bot list is the stuff I liked enough to buy.
It's like 2 songs from Madonna you should definitely have on your playlist. But
yeah, maybe. But again, like I just she don't make me feel like this. Don't make me feel like Don McLean.
Anyways,
that was a great number one.
Those are some immediate considerations we had in regards to good choruses. Tell us your favorite choruses.
Tell us yours, and we might make a video about why you're wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do have about 1 billion other choruses that we would like to go over.
We'll try and break those up.
It's hard to narrow it down.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, I could probably show up tomorrow with a completely different list and disagree with what I said today.
Tell us what we forgot.
Yeah.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Have a lovely day that it is tomorrow or today.
Whatever day you're watching it, I hope it's lovely.
Yep. Me too.